good day. Wherever you are in the world, remember to love yourself every day. Love the person you're with, love your family, love your friends.
Alright then mate, how are you?
Good man. So you've got some small drinks.
Absolutely, this week's a little bit different. We're going to be taking a little look at my old habits. When I say old, they're not really that old. A year ago, this would have been a daily occurrence for me as a pre-drink session. So if we're looking at like one of these, 9 units per bottle of these, they're all about the same, 2 white, 1 rosé. That's 27 units of alcohol. A year ago when I was traveling, I was drinking this before I went out, which is kind of scary now when I look at this, when I'm kind of, you could say, off the drinks. At the time I wouldn't have said I was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But when I look at this, and I remember being in Australia, Bali, and I could easily go through 3 of these in one session before I'd even gone to a club or gone to a bar. It's kind of scary. My discipline now is the thing that I've been focusing on the most. The discipline with obviously turning up to the gym, the discipline with my diet, and importantly in terms of the change and the shift I've gone through, the discipline in not having this as part of my routine anymore. I never want to let my discipline of being controlled by these things ever get to a point again where it affects my work, where it affects my health, where it affects my productivity on a daily basis.
What are you doing?
Acting like I am sound.
Pot that bull!
Happy birthday to you!
I did a bit of research on alcohol abuse and then alcohol dependency, and there's actually a test that I'm going to do which is going to show if I'm answering it from my perspective bang on a year ago. I expect the difference in that spectrum as to where I lie to be very different a year ago when I was doing this every day to now where I've obviously cleaned up and I'm not drinking this on a daily basis anymore.
Good. We're back on.
Yeah, we're ready to roll.
Looking lean?
Feeling lean?
Yeah. Like this fleece?
Not gonna be working out in this. It's just
Just aesthetics.
I can do if you want me to.
Let's get cracking.
Let's do it.
Is this your secret?
It's no secret. Everybody knows. I'm a big proponent.
Just party rings.
I love to party. Push the knees out forcefully, but focus on keeping a tight hip hinge.
Yeah.
So this structure here, that's where you want all that tension to drop in. And it's think of it as hips back and initiating lifts off by pushing hips forward.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not just knee extension, it's hips back and hips forward.
Okay.
Alright? Yes, that's good, There's 6, good. 4 more, push. There's 7, last 3.
So
As ever.
this is the first time since week 1 when Julian walked me through every single session. So Julian is here on the squats with me, and last week I was feeling it a lot in my hips, and it's exactly the same this week, and that's just a flexibility issue. I have got stronger because almost at 60k on the bar now, which is what, nearly 20 kilograms more than I started with. That's some serious pain in my hips. Need to fix that.
Okay, right, so hack squat emulates somewhere between a squat and a leg press, okay? So, position yourself, butt against the pad, shoulders into the pads, abs tight, you're gonna push up. Good, pull the leans in. Okay, that's good. Okay, from here, tension abs, drop it in, Come down to full knee flexion. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Tension there. Now stand. Good. Right, avoid that lockout of the knees. There, tension on, up. Come on, George, let's work. Yes, mate, looking awesome, yes. 6, bit more range, buddy, avoid that lockout. Slow, 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 slow. No. Let's work, let's work, let's work, let's work, let's work. Come on, tension on. Yep. Drop it in, drop it in, drop it in. I'm not even counting that. Not even counting that. Come on. There's no cheat in this game, mate. You gotta drop it in more, more, more. There, that's your rep. There's 1. Let's go. Come on, George. Not here to blow smoke up your ass. Let's go. There's 2. Let's work, mate. Come on. You gotta believe you're gonna get this. Don't let this be the thing that beats you. Come on. Flipping leg press. There's 5. Come on. Go back to halfway. Fortitude. There's 6. Come on. Wake up. Come on, George. Let's go. Let's work. Let's work. Come on. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I'll drop it in. I'll come up if I need to. Okay, I'll come up if I need to. Let's go. And up. Good. Leg training. Legs. Good. 2 more. Come on. Tension on. Now. Good. 6. I'm being horrible today. This is for your benefit. All right. Let's go. Tension. Come on. Yes, you have. 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 Come on. Give me 1 more great rep. Okay. I'm with you. I'll keep it moving. I promise. Okay. Let's go. Tension on. Now! Yes, lad. I'm wrapped. This has nothing to do with what we're filming now, okay? Your body, given the choice, shall I adapt for the better, or shall I stay the same? Every time, if you give it a choice, it will stay the same.
Yep.
You have to force it. You have to force, you can't give it a choice. You've got to put a stimulus through those legs that says, we better grow. Because this is going to happen again. If it does, I don't want to be in the same position. I don't want to be hurting.
Yeah.
Don't give it a choice. You've got to come off that set knowing everything was given to it. I could see it on that set. Compare that to the first 2 though. Right? Yeah. Yeah. 1 more set like that, mate, and we're laughing. Good job.
This is unbearable pain.
So the final element of this session is the metabolic part, and it's 3 moves in a row today, all 20 reps. We're gonna go a leg extension into a leg curl, straight into a split squat. It's a horrible combination. It's gonna really test George's fortitude.
So if I was doing this session in with you a year ago, chances are I'd probably be coming into it on a hangover. How does excessive alcohol consumption affect a training session like this on a leg day?
Okay, so obviously with drink, we often find ourselves, first of all, feeling nauseous. Now, a leg session, as we're doing today, is renowned for that feeling of nauseousness. I don't think psychologically you'd be able to hack nearly as much pain, you'd be able to tolerate nearly as much pain off the back of a hangover. That's the first thing. Secondary to that, on a physiological cellular level, your cells do not perform well when there is a presence of alcohol in the system. But I think the biggest thing is, how would you approach your nutrition following the drinking session, in the morning of the training session? It's unlikely to be optimal if it's off the back of a hangover. So your performance would be totally crap. Power it, okay? Everything you've got, everything you've got. Ready? Here we go. Out your saddle, let's go. Out your saddle, out your saddle. Let's push, let's push, let's push, let's push, let's push, let's push, let's push. Come on, George, attack it. 10 more seconds. Push, push, push. 10, 9, let's go. 8, 7, 6. Valiant effort, mate. 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax, that's epic. Well done.
And compared to the last few episodes, do you think this is the best one yet?
Yeah, certainly the best one with Julian. I think in terms of how I pushed myself, the one last week where I was sick in the other bloody gym. But yeah, I'm finding that a good dark place now. Okay, so the test I'm about to do, we're going to be taking it back to a year ago when I was traveling. I was 23 years old. Obviously, I'm a male. We're on the Drink Aware website, and this assessment is, are you drinking too much? Now, obviously, at this time, in 2019, I'm hardly drinking at all because I'm going through this body transformation, and for various reasons, I'm out of that phase of my life. But we're going to take it back a year and do this test to see how my performance would have been different a year ago with the lifestyle choices I was making at the time. So how often do you have a drink containing alcohol? 4 or more times a week. That's quite scary.
How many units of alcohol do you drink on a typical day when you are drinking? 10 or more. How often do you have 8 or more units on one occasion? It was daily. Have you found that you were not able to stop drinking once you started? Weekly. It wasn't as bad as like I couldn't stop every day. Again, weekly. During the last year, have you needed an alcoholic drink in the morning? I've never needed a drink in the morning. Wanted one, but not needed one. How often during the last year have you had a feeling of guilt or remorse? Weekly, because I wanted to do work. How often during the last year have you been unable to remember what happened the night before you had been drinking? Maybe once a week, maybe after a Wednesday it had got pretty hectic. Have you or somebody else been injured as a result of my drinking?
Yeah.
Has a relative or friend, doctor or other health worker been concerned about your drinking or suggested, my nan?
Here we go.
You're drinking at harmful levels and your drinking is already causing you problems. And I was recommended the Alcoholics Anonymous line. Regular drinking above the guidelines increases your risk of developing a serious illness. Recommended guidelines are 14 units per week for men and women. On one of the busier nights of the week, I would have 3 bottles of wine before I went out. This is ridiculous. That's very scary. That's ridiculous.
Let's go. Nice. We're on.
We're getting there. It's the end of phase 1, and I'm feeling like this is going to be my best session of the last 4 weeks today. Final heavy lifting movements, and I was on, I think it was like 35 on either side on my shoulders, which is 20 more kilos on either side than I started on.
Very nice, Master.
That's pretty good.
Making gains.
Yes.
If you try and hold a bar in here, be it a deadlift or even a puller like a pull-up or a lat pull-down, you're better off holding it in this portion of your hand as opposed to the heel of your hand, okay? It's always going to want to slide out. So the amount of forearm work we've got to do when we hold it here, they're just not going to be up to the set. So always pulling moves, this portion of your hand.
Bottom of your fingers. Build those calluses on your hand. And like David Goggins says, build those calluses in your mind. It's been a challenge for me. As much with the sessions being very intense, it's also been as much of a challenge to not get too caught up in the things I'm looking at in the mirror. Of course, the whole point of this series and the whole reason why I'm doing this is for a transformation of my body. And on occasions when I'm looking in the mirror and I feel like I'm not looking any better than I did before, it can put like a real negative block in my mind. But at the same time, I also know that because the protocol that you have put in has been followed to a T, that anything I might see in the interim is actually all part of the progress, which is going to enable me to really achieve the goals I want from the 12 weeks.
Yes, yeah, and that's the thing. So with any body recomposition plan, particularly when the target is to initially lose body fat, we have to go through a phase where we look worse before we look better. And we talked on the phone a couple of times in the last couple of weeks really, and we can explain that by the fact that when you lose body fat, you will hold on to more water and you will deplete your muscle glycogen. So it's that combined effect which makes you look a little bit flatter than you normally would, and it kind of masks some of the progress, but it really doesn't tell the story.
Yeah.
You have lost a significant amount of body fat. We've seen your strength go up on all the big lifts, your shoulder presses, your bench press, your deadlifts, your rows, everything is going up, which is fantastic. Your fitness, like you said, you're finishing your cardio sessions now thinking, I can keep going for another 20, 30 minutes.
Alright, so Julian and I are just in the katsu curry place next to the gym.
100?
185 calories.
That's about right. It's quite creamy. It's quite rich.
Boom town.
I think like the main thing for people to learn from this is there is that stigma, that kind of stereotype that if you're on a fitness plan, you have to eat boring fitness foods. You know, things like your chicken, your broccoli is a standard one. But the more variety, the better. And as long as you're tracking and staying within your parameters, hitting your calories, hitting your protein, your carbs and fats, then the more variety, the better, for lots of reasons.
450 calories for the chicken and the katsu sauce. 850 calories. Boomtown.
8 to 900.
Yeah, this guy knows. I just send Julian pictures of what I eat now if I can't get the exact amount on my fitness pal. And he's just like, nah mate, been there before, sniff that one. It's 155. Easy peasy.
Not I always think.
What are we rolling with next week?
So we're going to actually implement the mud wrestling portion of the session.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the start of the session, and then at the end we're going to involve KY jelly, just to get a bit more movement, a bit more mobility.
Yeah, so that's obviously going to really change the face of the program that we're doing. It's going to change a lot of things. So, but I've lost track of everything I was going to say that made legitimate sense for the video there. Sorry. Cut.
We're experiencing some serious levels of extreme weather. Storm Eric has come across from the Atlantic, and as you can see from the sign above me, it's drastically affecting the emergency exit. We need to leave now before it falls down. As you can see, Eric is leaving nothing to the imagination. Extreme rain, pitter-pattering on the floor. We really need to get inside before Eric strikes more. I found something new. Eric has deposited copious sums of rice and coleslaw.
Who is this guy?
This is a lot like scrambling eggs.
Yeah.
You know, when you're scrambling eggs, you crack the raw eggs in the pan, and you got runny eggs in the pan, and you're stirring them about, and they're heating up, and then nothing's really happening, and then all of a sudden, boom! You've got scrambled eggs, and it's a lot like that with this. You've got to trust the process that the eggs are being cooked, and then at the end, it will materialise.
It's been a roller coaster. Wanted to avoid cliches, but genuinely, there's been ups, there's been downs, there's been backwards, there's been trips to the bathroom, there's been Storm Eric, there's been everything.
Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park.
We'll give it that. We'll call it that.
Okay.
It's been good fun. I think is the first thing I want to say, because some people look at this and think, oh god, like he's always sweating like bucket loads in the gym. He's throwing up one week, and then the next week he's on his knees, and like this doesn't look enjoyable. But genuinely,
You being on your knees had nothing to do with fitness. But there were times where you were on your knees in the gym as well.